Good morning, good morning. It's gonna be one of those days. It's gonna be one of those days. It is freezing cold. My temperature thermometer, that's what a thermometer is. It measures the temperature. Anyways, it's 5:30 in the morning. It's freezing out. My thermometer says it's like 38. My phone says it's 45. Either way, it's cold. Coffee. Couldn't sleep. Baby woke me up at about 3:30 this morning. I did some editing, and then I was like, I'm gonna come down to the garden and pick me some irises. Oh, they smell amazing. So this variety here is a Siberian iris, and I definitely thought it was grass when we first got here. I was like, oh, well, we could probably pick this stuff. And then I saw it starting to get these stalks, and I'm glad I left them. So with irises, they have the rhizome root system, so they'll spread naturally. But yeah, in the spring, these guys look like grass. And as the plant matures and ages, and even after these buds come up and open, the grasses still grow tall. In the fall, they'll die back and they'll have like a golden, orange, brownish, pretty hue. So they're really nice to have in the garden all year round. These are perennials, and just like any perennials, they need to be separated regularly. Irises probably every 3 to 5 years. And you can tell because they'll start getting like a hole in the center where they're not growing anything. And that's kind of your cue to separate. You'll want to dig all the way around, pull the whole clump out, section it into quarters, put one of the quarters back in, and then the rest you can give away or cut up smaller. If you cut them up any smaller, they won't produce any blooms for that spring, because they'll be working so hard to maintain that root structure, but you will get them the next spring if you put them in the ground. These bad boys, I don't know, they're probably a little over 3 feet. They can get up to 40 inches, so they are pretty long. They're gorgeous. I harvested some a few days ago, and I made the mistake of harvesting them. Can you see this one? So it was a little bit more closed than that. And it is opening very slowly, and I'm not sure if it will be dry or dead, or if it will continue to open any further, but it's been very, very slow. So when you do harvest them with that bud fairly closed, they should have a good vase life, at least 7 days plus. We've got several varieties in this garden, as I'm finding out. So I'm just cutting pretty flowers down today because it's just going to be one of those days. It's cold. I didn't sleep. We got to clean the house for the birthday party on Sunday. We got to do grocery shopping. Ugh. So I'm just cutting way down at the base. Oh my gosh. This is super long. That's so lovely. And I just have a heavy bottomed vase that I can put them in, but I probably could get a bucket. Oh my gosh, where did I put my scissors? See? I told you. Ah, sitting on them. So lovely. So with irises, you don't really have to amend your soil. They like a little bit more acidic soil, but most home gardens, they're good enough as is. If I were to separate this, there's debate about when to separate. Either early spring when they're super, super short, right after they bloom, or in late fall. The thing you want to make sure of is that you just keep them really, really watered, especially if you're going to do it after they bloom, because the temperatures will likely be a lot warmer, and you'll want that water. They like a lot of moisture in the spring when they're coming up, but they do pretty well. They tolerate heat pretty well. Who doesn't want these? Ooh. Oh my gosh, see? Now my vase won't stay up. I want to take one of those like pictures, but I don't even know what to do with these. Oh, they're so long. Right there. So irises have a structure. This is actually a really perfect example. So they have these outside ones that are called the fall, and these 3 inside ones, which are called the standard. These are Siberian irises. Did I say that? Probably. And the difference between these and like a bearded iris is it's not going to be like as ruffly and fluffy. They're a little bit thinner, a little bit smaller. I do not know what's going on with this weather. It is like really wackadoo. We had 80 degrees like 2 or 3 days ago, and then we have a high of 49 today. And then it's supposed to be like beautiful for the kids' party on Sunday. So like 70 something. So I would say that is a little even past what I would like to harvest it at. Maybe a little bit more closed. So that. I'm so cold. Let's go to the next patch. Oops. So these are a little bit shorter, but they are a magnificent color. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. I just love that. I'm not sure if you should be like cutting these when they're like super wet, but I'm sure they'll bounce back. We'll see. It's all experimental. I thought I knew about flowers before I moved into this house, and I realized, I know nothing. I've had to look up pretty much every single thing that's growing. But that's okay, right? The goal is to be a student for life. There, I think that's a perfect harvest. The second one is just opening up, and this one, you can see the petals. Oh my gosh. So I feel really bad. This is probably like at a weird angle. I have a tripod that does not hold an iPhone because I got it 20 years ago when I was doing photography, and then I lost some pieces, and so it's just, my phone is just chilling with a rubber band. Whatever, make it work. So some for realsies talk. What I am finding out about the garden and flowers in general, and having a space this massive with flowers in it, is yes, it is beautiful, it is amazing, and because they're all perennials, it's kind of like self-perpetuating, and that's great. However, in order to keep it maintained, it's a lot of freaking work. A week ago, I was out here harvesting lupin, and now I'm deadheading lupin. The cycle never ends. Something's coming up, something's blooming, something's dying, something's spreading its seed all over. I'm gonna have to get out here, deadhead these so they don't start making a mess. It's just a lot of work. And yeah, when you have flowers that bloom throughout the entire year, the entire season, you know, you're raking, you're composting, you're cleaning up, you're separating, you're making sure things don't go to seed, you're deadheading, you're nurturing the other ones, you're watering. I mean, it's like never ending. It's a job that I'm happy to learn how to do and to do, but it is a lot of freaking work. So one cool thing about letting these irises go to seed is they produce these amazing seed pods. They're so pretty. These are wet right now, but when they are dry, they look so cool with the other spring blooms, like the daffodils. There we go, the daffodils and the tulips. I think they're just so unique and so pretty, and they just overwinter. I just left them in the garden. So here are more of those seed pods. I just think they're gorgeous. Here's the other variety that we have. Isn't it so pretty?